Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So to continue the series of my top 5 picks per class, today we are going to be talking about 5 best skill champions in the game currently in my opinion. So as usual, we're going to start the champion I consider to be the best because it's probably the least surprising pick, and then we're going to move down to the list. So first of all, we're going to talk about Aegon. Aegon, I believe, is the best skill champion currently in the game. He is fairly underwhelming when he doesn't have like high hit combo carried over, but he becomes without a doubt pretty much the best champion in game once he totally ramps up. Some of the hit combo requirements are quite ridiculous and you can't realistically expect to ever unlock them in normal quests. However, once you get to about 150 combo carried over, he's just a beast, and I think one of the most valuable things he has going for him in his like vast list of abilities is the ability to shrug off all debuffs on crits, and since he's pretty much critting constantly, he essentially becomes more or less debuff immune to an extent, and I think that's just such a crazy valuable ability. You can also shrug off your own suicide, stuff like heal block, stuff that's not meant to be shrugged off. So yeah, I do think Aegon is definitely currently the best skill champion in the game. He is the undisputed king of Labyrinth of Legends when it comes to how easy and cheap it is completing it. He has proved his worth in like 6.1. I believe he's going to be really useful in 6.2. He is seeing some more use in Alliance Wars as well, because he is one of the few champions in game that can actually kill a thing boss in under 3 minutes. And he has been doing great for people in AQ. AW, he might not be his like best areas, but overall there's just coming more and more content into the game where this guy is putting in some really solid work. When I'm doing my 4-star challenges, quite often this guy gets added to the team just because of how solid he is, and when he gets built up, oh my god, it's just a fun time playing with him. So yeah, that's my top pick. I think Aegon is currently best skill champion in game, and my spot number 2 is gonna go to Nick Fury. So it is worth mentioning that my spots from starting from number 2 till number 5 were varying about. I knew which 5 champions I want to put in my top 5, but the order from 2 to 3 to 4 and to 5 was just changing constantly in my mind. But anyways, I'm gonna put Nick Fury in second place just because mainly I think he's great. First of all, his synergies are insane. The synergy with Quake is arguably one of the best synergies in game at the moment, because it gives you such a huge safety blanket in questing, and I have been using it more and more. I will probably make a video on this synergy specifically and explaining its benefits sometime shortly. Synergy with all the Deadpools, super useful for anybody who runs suicides. Just the fact that you can shrug off that, I mean, okay, it got nerfed, but it's still really helpful. You get that, you leave that poison on, but the poison by itself doesn't really make you lose damage. The fact that you can shrug off bleed, heal up at the beginning of the fight means you're basically going to be healing up as you're running champs with suicides, even if they have 0 immunities. So this synergy is insane. Then we have insane Quake synergy, some other useful ones with Captain Marvel for Fury effects against Cold Snap, Frostbite, and Incinerate against power control. He's just like a huge synergy champion as well. He has synergy with himself, increasing attack of all the hero champions that you have on your team. That's really valuable, but the reason why I'm taking him to the number 2 spot is not exactly his insane bleed damage, because he's probably the best bleeder in the game right now. It is his ability under 5 or more tactical charges, if we take a look, which isn't too difficult to accomplish. It's the fact that he can't miss an attack, and that is becoming more and more useful. You can see it already. It's useful against Invisible Woman. You can ignore Phasing of Ghost, even though that has never been too relevant. You can ignore your Falter status against Ebony Maw, and I believe that's like the direction where Kabam's going to be going. There are going to be more and more champions with this kind of like phasing mechanic where you're going to be missing opponents, and the fact that Nick Fury can't miss just makes him an absolute beast in that aspect. Obviously, his ability to shrug off debuffs and become unblockable and all that, he has a really solid base kit. The one thing I do not like about Nick Fury, that it's kind of ironic that he's like a godsend gift via his synergies to all the champions that run suicides. However, you can't really use him too well with suicides yourself. As in, like, you can use him with suicides for like one fight, and then you're gonna have to heal him up. Because to unlock his like unblockable and all that good stuff, you need to throw 2 level 1s, which means you need to eat recall twice, which means you need to lose 10% of your health, and then yeah, it's quite tricky. But other than that, I think he's absolutely fantastic. I think he's a godsend gift to people who run Suicide Masteries. I think he's going to become more and more important in the future of the contest, and I definitely really like the champion and where it's headed, so that's why I'm giving him my number 2 spot right about now. My number 3 skill champion is Blade. Blade used to be the alpha and omega of the contest of champions. He used to answer pretty much all of the content. When he came out, he single-handedly obliterated the Mystic Wars and Mystic class, and the point when he hit the contest, it changed everything. It changed the way you view fights which are difficult, because many hard fights became insanely easy. It changed the way people play AW defense. It changed the way people rank champions. It was crazy. He was so dominant in the game, and he still can do a lot other things. Like, he's great. He covers many nodes. He's extremely versatile, and he has really great regen. He can save you a lot of potions, and for most of the players that are maybe slightly newer to the contest, who are still doing stuff like Act 5, playing lower AQ maps, he's probably like your go-to champion, because he's just gonna save you so much effort, so much time. Unfortunately, within like last year or so, Kabam has been purposely, indirectly kind of like nerfing him with champions like Iron Man Infinity War, can't bleed whenever he has an armor, and like they have been releasing more and more non-villain kind of like bleed immune characters, and he has never been touched by Kabam, but it feels like he has slowly been losing his relevance and getting overshadowed. However, I still think he's an absolutely great beast of a character that still answers a lot of difficult things. I am super happy that I have him as one of my rank 5s, because every now and then when necessity arises, he's often the best answer for some of the difficult content. So yes, Blade is still an awesome champion. Do not want everybody to think he's a thing of the past. He's very much there. He's very relevant. He can still do a lot of things. Only thing that's changed is that he cannot do all of the things anymore, which is just fair and balanced game in my opinion. So I think he's just fine the way he is. His regen is extremely useful. Danger sense is crazy good. And yeah, Blade still rocks. Now my picks for in between 4 and 5 are kind of shifting a bit as well, but I'm gonna have to give number 4 spot to Night Rusher in my opinion, which is the reason why I ranked him. And things about Night Rusher that I do like, I have made several videos about him already, but A, he's extremely bulky, and B, I think he's pretty much the only champion in the game right now who has ability to access through accuracy from the first hit of the fight immediately, without any build-up, without any requirements, without doing anything, and that's it. I think that is where majority of his utility lies. The fact that he can build up to insane damage output is obviously insane, awesome. He can demolish LoL fights like it's nothing, and the way he builds power quickly to the first bar of power is awesome. Incinerate immunity, great. Increased physical resistance, he becomes like a really sturdy kind of character. That's all great, but true accuracy and ability to bypass all auto block and evades from the first hit, from the first fight of the quest, I find that to be really, really great set of utility. And yeah, I just absolutely love him. And if you invest in him, if you max sig him, if you pick a few synergy champs with him, ideally, even though he doesn't need it, but he does benefit, his damage output benefits from synergies, and I think he's a great character. I think there is a lot he can offer in the contest. Unfortunately, I think there are many people who are still not prepared to kind of take a leap of faith of Night Rusher and actually rank him and invest him and actually try and use him in content, but he has been proven himself to me to be nothing but absolutely great and useful time and time again when the need arises. So yeah, I have some Thanos solos with Night Rusher. I saw some solos of that variant 2.1 boss, the one that's annoying everybody. And yeah, quite often like he just comes out of nowhere and clears a content that is proving to be tricky for many different opponents. But anyway, so Night Thrasher, in my opinion, goes to spot number 4, and spot number 5 goes to Killmonger. Initially, Killmonger was kind of shifting from 3rd to 4th to 5th to 3rd to 5th somehow. I think Killmonger is extremely great. Ignoring the fact that he's great on defense as well, his attacking utility can be quite insane, especially combined with the Winter Soldier, which lets you activate your True Strike a lot easier. One downside I don't like about Killmonger is that there are plenty of specials in game that do not register kind of like Killmonger's dashing after them, and you do not activate the True Strike. The window is like shortly too small. There are plenty of, I'm not just talking about the champions whose specials you can't punish, but for instance, try and use Killmonger against Miles Morales. If Miles Morales is going to be using his level 1, even though technically you're going to be dashing in straight after a special attack, he's still often not going to activate his True Strike, just because the window where the ability activates is slightly too small, and it's kind of like a bit unreliable, that activation of True Strike, I think. Aside from that, Killmonger is absolutely insane. The fact that his level 2 is one of my favorite things in the game, because you get the 3 indestructible charges and you can just be so insanely aggressive against all the champions. If you have True Strike active, you get up to max 4 stack of those indestructible charges. You can just absolutely ram an opponent, intercept after intercept, and you're gonna know fully well that even if you do mess up, worst thing is that you're gonna eat up your 4 indestructible charges and you're gonna take damage for like 1 hit. And Killmonger has great like bulkiness, resistances and stuff like that, and he is a sturdy character, so he can take a punch here and there. And he just seems like very kind of solid character to play aggressively to your playstyle. With that True Strike on, with those indestructible charges, you can tank a special 3, you can like make a mistake and walk away from it. Also, when you activate his level 1, that can be a great substitute to a parry, because whenever you get hit in a block, you activate Unstoppable. So if you have your indestructible charges, you can just take a hit in block, become unstoppable, and just instantly punish opponent. So the fights where you can't stand or you can't parry, you can use kind of like combination between level 1, level 2s, and unlock kind of a new way how to get an opening against opponents. And yeah, I definitely do enjoy Killmonger. Killmonger is a great character. I wish my 6-star was duped. I probably would have taken him to rank 2 already, because yeah, he just fits like a really aggressive playstyle. Also, if you happen to run Suicides, the fact that he starts with nearly 1 bar of power is like an awesome, great addition and a bonus. And yeah, I think Killmonger is well deserving of 5th spot, possibly higher, but currently I rate him as 5th just because the 4 champions at top I think can offer slightly more. Killmonger is probably more enjoyable to play than Blade, possibly Night Thrasher, but I just think that those characters have like unique pieces of utility to offer that Killmonger kind of like lacks a bit behind. But I still think he's overall really solid character. So those are the picks for my personal top 5 skilled champions in the game currently. Let me know whether you agree with the list. If you do, that's awesome. If you don't, leave a comment, tell me what would you rank differently. But anyhow, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, hit that like button, press that sub button, hit that share button, and please do stay away from dislike and unsubscribe buttons. But yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys very soon, and I hope you have a great weekend.